the best active winning percentage. He's won 84% of his games, 687 wins, and now 8 straight Sweet 16s.
Nubo wins the tip. Kip Kissinger, 7 regionals, 1 Final Four. Bert Smith, 19 tournaments, 9 regionals. And Jerry Pollard with 10 regionals under his belt. That is our crew. Bailey with the shot. It trickles off. It's out of bounds. And Dan, it's UCLA's ball.
And UCLA is a team that's defensively based. They force turnovers. They rebound the ball offensively. Gonzaga's got to grab these missed shots.
UCLA is the #1 scoring team. They're facing the #1 scoring team in Gonzaga tonight. And there is a 3, and it was laced by David Singleton, playing on a bad ankle. Puts it in. Now that defense falls back and takes on the top offensive team in the country in Gonzaga.
Yeah, something's got to give today. UCLA's held 20 opponents to 60 or fewer. Gonzaga's scored 80 or more 23 times.
Timmy couldn't get it. Bailey's got the rebound. Jaquez at the other end, knocked away and out of bounds. And the Bruins will have it.
It's going to be very interesting to see how UCLA elects to defend Drew Timme. That time, Nuba, I mean, he was a wall that Timme couldn't get around.
Nuba's an excellent low-post defender. Not going to provide a lot of offense, but he is good defensively.
Jaquez on the wing, faces the defense here of Watson. Chiseling for a shot, quick feed to Nuba.
Well, Gonzaga comes in doubles. Jaquez, great pass to Nuba for a layup.
Timme underneath, the fake, and the easy 2 as a low post player. He's as good as it gets, Stan.
He is, and he and Watson have great chemistry. They run Timme to the rim on makes. Watson trails in, and the first thing they do is look for Watson and to go high-low. UCLA is going to have to defend that. They're going to see it all night.
Timme really helping out hard on those screens, leaving Nuba alone.
Jaquez into Watson, good spin move. Timme got a finger on it, and the other way, it'll be Roger Bolton. Timme, a 3. Good, he's hit it now. He only had 2 threes in the regular season. He had a 3 last week, and he has a 3 to begin things here. Now he's got a quick 5.
Yeah, he's on fire from three-point range.
That raises his season three-point percentage to 14%.
He's phenomenal. Here comes Campbell perusing, darting, and getting the deuce.
Hey, Tiger Campbell is an old-school pass-first point guard with the 5th best assist-to-turnover ratio in the nation, but he can get you a bucket when you need one.
Timme to Watson.
And again, last time it was Watson to Timme. This time it's Timme to Watson. Timme is the leader in assists on this Gonzaga team. They play through him. That's just an excellent job.
And these 2 guys have great chemistry.
It's Bailey, Jaquez, and Singleton. UCLA has won 2 in a row, 14 of 15. Nuba from 15.
Timmy's just backing off, not even bothering to defend him.
Timme inside. Too easy that time. Roger Bolton with the assist.
Well, that's what they do. And Timme, he has that one-hand push shot. You can't call it a jump shot, but that is, I think he's the only guy in college basketball that does that.
Well, Gonzaga, as we saw in practice yesterday, spends a pretty good amount of time with all their big guys working on that shot, particularly up with short rolls on pick and rolls.
Singleton, Bailey, into Bolton. Rebound by Timme. 11 consecutive wins for Gonzaga coming in. Galloping Timme inside. Rebound Jaquez. Here come the Bruins running. 3-on-3. Campbell tries to penetrate.
Bolton matched up at the moment against Jaquez. That's a little bit of a mismatch inside.
3, Singleton. Rebound knocked away Jaquez and picked up by Nolan Hickman.
Well, UCLA, when they get those kind of mismatches, have got to seek out Jaquez.
Timme and Nuba. And Bailey leaping inside, collecting the ball, bumped on the play, and a whistle. With a foul, it goes on Gonzaga. Picked up by Watson. Just underway. for a chance to go to the Elite Eight. UCLA and Gonzaga on CBS. Only 2-point lead. Gonzaga back in Vegas. Best Coke ever. Take a taste and see for yourself as we welcome in Lauren Shahadi.
And Kevin, you mentioned Adem Bona's shoulder. The coaches went into today thinking he was questionable, and at practice he had difficulty with range of motion. He didn't participate, and that's when they made the call. He won't play tonight. Their hope is he rests it and plays Saturday if they can advance. So UCLA down two of their best defenders against the highest scoring offense in the country with him and Jalen Clark out.
Yeah, Jalen Clark is the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year. Here is Bona against Northwestern and re-injured or aggravated that already injured left shoulder.
Right, and as you said, Jalen Clark was the Defensive Player of the Year. Adem Bona made the all-defensive team. UCLA relies on their defense, and they're down their two best defenders.
So no team made a change out of that break.
But they're only up against the #1 scoring team in the country, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Bailey on the move. A 15-footer is pure in his first basket tonight.
And right at the moment, they're tied.
Well, and Bailey has really played well. 31 points in the two NCAA tournament games.
Hickman to Timmy. Timmy has taken 7 of Gonzaga's 8 shots so far. And Gonzaga gets another assist with another made field goal. Hawkins. Tiger Campbell 3. Singleton the offensive rebound for the Bruins.
Each team shoots the three pretty well, but neither team relies heavily on the three.
Mari Bailey and off to Hawkins. Defended by Watson. Bolton will come and hedge. 3. It's good. Put in by Bailey. A 36% three-point shooter for UCLA.
He's the second best shooter on the team behind Singleton. So they each have a 3 here to start.
Bolton is driving. Watson is firing. Bailey with the rebound. UCLA beat Asheville by 33 and Northwestern by 5 in the first and second round respectively to get here. Bailey with the drive. Boy, Bailey has had a great start, Dan, with 7 early points.
UCLA looking very, very efficient and organized on the offensive end. They're just flowing into it out of their fast break.
Well, and Bailey can score off the drive either way, and if he's knocking down the 3, he becomes a very tough guy to stop.
Singleton grabbed the miss. Bailey has the last 7 points. Hawkins the other way. Timmy with the block. Hawkins is down. The other way coming Strother. Timmy, full head of steam, plunging into the paint for 2.
Kevin, you talked about how he has dominated the shots so far on the Gonzaga end, and you certainly understand why. And I think in the half court, Mark Few is going to insist that they at least Timmy touch the ball every time.
Well, UCLA's plan seems to be to just play him one-on-one and to limit Gonzaga's chances at 3s.
Bailey averages 11. He already has 7. He drives into Timmy, pushes away, and got it to go. Another pretty play. Floating for 2. Bailey has the last 9 UCLA points.
You have to say UCLA is doing whatever they want on the offensive end.
Bailey knocked it away. Campbell will accelerate and get fouled as he was taking it to the rack.
Bailey's an excellent defender also. Very quick, moves his feet well. He's long. He does a great job. He gets his steal, and then Tiger Campbell, excellent job protecting the ball as he goes to finish.
Hickman picked up the foul. Told you how the Bruins got here. Bulldogs beat Grand Canyon by 12 in the first round. Took care of pesky TCU by 3 in the second. And here is Tiger Campbell at the free throw line against the aforementioned Wildcats. He was 12 of 12 from the line as we take a look at our advanced stats presented by Invesco QQQ. It's pretty impressive.
This is the most efficient offensive team in the nation, the highest scoring team in the nation, up against one of the real elite defenses in the nation.
In fact, we couldn't ask for a better setup for a game. This is one we've been looking forward to. Hickman will drive. Timmy gets it. Oh, dropping in.
That dropped in anyway, but Hawk has hit the net while the ball was on the rim, and that is a goaltend.
So counted for Timmy, and he's got 13.
Ball's on there, and Jaquez is going to hit the net, while the ball is on the rim, and that's goaltending.
UCLA won the regular season in the Pac-12 by 4 games. Ben Craig is in, defending Jaquez. And Bailey's got it. The hot hand for the Bruins. The screen, washed the ball. In there was Etienne. The other way, the Bulldogs, and a nice floater on the fly. Put in by Malachi Smith.
Malachi Smith, the 6th man of the year in the West Coast Conference.
As if they needed more offense.
Right.
Malachi comes off, Smith comes off the bench and gives them offense.
Bailey down low. Jaquez got the screen and watches it drop.
And Jaquez, he gets right around the basket like that. The 8-10-foot shot. He is deadly with that play.
Jaquez has his first basket right there. Timmy spinning and getting in with ease, sliding in. 15 points for him.
He might have 50 if they elect to play him one-on-one.
My goodness, what a start.
But I think, from what we've seen, Mick Cronin right now with a 1-point lead, he's okay with that if Timmy is the only one scoring and they're taking away threes.
Campbell with a drive for 2, and the other way comes Hickman into the defense of Campbell. Timmy thought 3, he's already knocked one down. Campbell pokes it away, pickpockets him. Bailey, Campbell, and a rebound inside, ripped off the iron by Strother. Malachi Smith will take it with a whistle and a travel. What pace! 11-10 to play in the first half. 2-seed UCLA, 3-seed Gonzaga. Complete coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Tournament on NCAA.com. UCLA by 3, and moments ago, our Lauren Shahadi caught up with the Bruins head coach Mick Cronin.
Coach, you said Drew's the toughest guy to guard down low in college basketball. How do you contain him?
Well, if we not let him get it, that might help. But look, we got to contain him. We can't let him get 40. We got to get Nuba back in the game. He's a little tired, obviously. We got to get some more help there quicker.
Appreciate it, Coach.
3 consecutive seasons UCLA and Gonzaga have played each other. One of the biggest games, the 2021 Final Four in overtime, and Gonzaga won that one by 3. Here we go again. Gonzaga has led by 2, UCLA by 5. Campbell around a screen from Nuba.
Well, excellent offense there by UCLA. Gonzaga jumps out, and they just simply re-screened, and Tiger Campbell was able to get to the other side with no big there to help.
Salas, Strother, a floater on the fly is good.
Gonzaga doesn't seem to have any problem scoring as long as they don't turn it over, but they haven't stopped anybody yet.
Well, neither team is really having much trouble scoring at this point. And again, they twist that screen, which gets Campbell down in the lane, and he sets up Singleton for the 3. Great execution.
There's a travel the other way on Gonzaga, and Dan Singleton has knocked down a couple of triples so far for UCLA.
Well, Stan mentioned that the 2 best 3-point shooters are Bailey and Singleton, and Campbell is the one who's creating this. He gets in the lane, and he forces the defense to come this second time. The first time he scores, the second time he finds a 3-point shooter.
Campbell sabering his way inside. Jaquez will finish it off.
And that's the story of the game so far. Gonzaga simply can't stay in front of Campbell. He's creating anything he wants.
Network is a first-of-its-kind free channel dedicated to global soccer coverage. Find it on the CBS Sports app, Pluto TV, and Paramount Plus. Launching on April 11th. UCLA is on a 9-2 run. This is their biggest lead tonight.
And they are on an impressive offensive run. I mean, good heavens, they're on pace to score 116 points.
But you wonder if they can keep that up. Gonzaga, we know, averages 87 points a game. UCLA usually wins low-scoring games. will they be able to score enough points to keep up?
Timmy's got 15 points for Gonzaga. Hunter Salas. Down low. Watson trips. Ball jarred free, and here it comes. Jaquez got it from Singleton. Into Timmy. And Campbell, who's had a great start in this game at the point guard for the Bruins. Jaquez. Over Timmy.
Well, yesterday in their game preparation, Mick Cronin wanted to get Jaquez against Timmy as much as he could to make Timmy defend.
Salas will wheel into the paint. And he gets it to drop. He averages 4 off the bench moments ago. His first basket right there.
And Mick Cronin is slowing his guys down. But they've been able to get anything they want on this end, and it's when Tiger Campbell's getting into the lane. 8
points, 4 assists. Jaquez 3. Rebound inside. Nuba couldn't get it. And claimed by Salas. And the other way, Strother. And UCLA tonight without their Pac-12 Freshman of the Year, Bona, with a bad shoulder. He's battled it during the tournament. And in the Pac-12 tournament, Timmy with a rare miss. Jaquez latches onto the ball. He's got a couple boards.
That was a tough rebound in traffic. You know, we talk about rebounding numbers, but a lot of rebounds are pretty easy, not challenged. That was one he had to fight for.
Bailey's got 9, draws the blitz. They'll double him on top, makes the move, shot clock at 7. Jaquez. Campbell. Salas defends. Jabbing in there, blocked inside. Timmy got a hand on it. Salas was there. Timmy with his second block, and he'll race the other way for the Bulldogs. Watson 3.
And that's where Gonzaga can be very dangerous. They only score about 27% of their points from beyond the arc, but they shoot the 3 very well, particularly in transition.
7.5 to go as Jaquez tries to work his way inside. The defense there from Anton Watson.
Well, Watson's their best defender. He's the guy they want on Jaquez as much as possible.
Malachi Smith, what a fake, and he fires, and a rebound is collected by Singleton.
He can shoot it, but when that guy fell down, he had a wide open lane to pass it to Timmy. And personally, I think that's where the ball should have gone.
UCLA is shooting 54%. Gonzaga is shooting 67%. High-level, big-time tournament basketball. Singleton maneuvers for a 15-footer. Strother trying to get it inside and off his hands. It will be UCLA's ball. With a timeout. Gonzaga has led by 2. Bruins have led by 10 with 3 times. The winners of the Elite 8 on CBS. Gonzaga is in the midst of their 3rd longest run of consecutive Sweet 16 appearances in NCAA tournament history. UNC Tar Heels 13 straight, 81-93. Duke Blue Devils 9 straight, 98-06 under Coach K. And this is Gonzaga's 8th straight. Their streak started in 2015. Lauren caught up with the architect of this, Mark Few.
Coach, they're matching your pace. How do you slow them down offensively?
We got our ball screen defense has got to be a lot better than that. We've had just mistake after mistake after mistake, and they've really made us pay with that. So we got to get that shored up. The last 2 have been much, much better.
Appreciate it, Coach.
24 consecutive NCAA tournaments, 3rd longest streak in college basketball for Gonzaga. Kansas number 1 at 33, Michigan State number 2 at 25. And then the Bulldogs. Jaquez outdo Andrews in for the first time. Dylan Andrews has it. A freshman from Gardenia, California. And they've also got out there Will McClendon for the first time in Campbell. McClendon, shot clock at 3. He's got to make a move. Jaquez over Bolton. And the rebound by Salas. Driving the other way, galloping for 2. And a 7-0 Gonzaga run.
Salas being very aggressive offensively, and that's already 14 fast break points for Gonzaga against a UCLA team that doesn't give up a lot in transition.
It's a UCLA team, Stan, as you have pointed out. It's a little short-handed. They're going deeper into their bench than they normally do. But Gonzaga, they're the country's leading scoring team. They average almost 90 points a game. You don't average almost 90 points a game unless you can get up and down.
That's for sure.
Salas gets it to go. He's got 5. We're right now in the midst of UCLA's first cold spell. No points, last 6 trips and 0 of 5 with the turnover. Campbell will try to change it. Rebound by Timmy. Approaching 6 to play in the first half. Nolan Hickman. Timmy with 15. Rozier Bolton.
Well, Timmy directing traffic in the post.
Salas the move, takes it in, tried to sneak his way through, could not. Hawkins the other way, Bolton defends.
Well, this is one of the ways UCLA wins. They're second in the country in turnover margin at 5.8. And right
with a
now,
3.
Gonzaga has 7 turnovers to only 1 by UCLA.
And that is the 3rd time that Bolton has lost the ball just dribbling it.
Points off turnovers, UCLA 13-2. Timmy, Nuba. The twist, the turn, the lean, the layup. Drew Timmy.
Wow. The footwork there, multiple pivots. Nuba did a pretty good job, and he's able to get under on the baseline, but UCLA still staying one-on-one.
Foul. Salas got caught up in a blunder and got caught right there and picks up his first. Watch live men's games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Scan the QR code now to download. Here in Las Vegas, approaching 5 to play in the first half. Racehorse basketball, 36-31. It's UCLA. Dan, the Bruins have led by 10. Gonzaga had an early 2-point lead.
And UCLA has a 13-2 margin in points off turnover.
Hawkins, open lane right there.
Mark Few frustrated with the Gonzaga defense. Both their pick and roll defense, their one-on-one defense, and their lack of help on that drive.
Hickman, Timmy, into Nuba. Saved it. Off of Singleton, ricochets back out of bounds. What a play by Drew Timmy.
And now here's Hawkins, and just able to turn the corner. Timmy never comes to help. Just an easy layup. Now UCLA, we'll see this all night, on baseline out of bounds, puts their center on the ball. Nuba.
Timmy down low. And Nuba is there. Bona, their best defender, is out along to Jalen Clark, who is the #1 defender. Timmy, no. Rebound, fought for. Watson holding it. Tie up inside. With 4:29 to go, it will be Gonzaga's ball.
And UCLA starting to put a little bit more pressure on Timmy down low when he catches the ball. But Gonzaga just looks out of sorts, particularly on the defensive end.
Hickman will inbound, the McDonald's All-America from Seattle. Rozier Bolton. Campbell's on him. Inside Timmy, over Hawkins. Fighting for the ball. Hawkins will claim it inside.
Boy, that's one that Drew Timmy makes almost all the time.
Almost all the time is right. But you can see UCLA wanted to run early, but Mick Cronin slowing his team down now because he knows that fatigue could be a problem. He doesn't have much of a bench with the injuries. Particularly Campbell and Hawkins have to stay on the floor basically all night long.
Hawkins kicks in his own miss. 9-2 UCLA run.
What a great response by UCLA to the Gonzaga run. And again, it's defense and Hawkins.
Andrews and Hickman, Timmy the screen, switch on D. Cross court. It's Watson driving that baseline. Doubled inside. Nuba's defense present. Dylan Andrews We'll get it off to Campbell, who's got 5 assists and no turnovers so far for the Bruins.
Well, he had 17 assists and 2 turnovers in the first 2 games. So now it's 22 assists and 2 turnovers in the NCAA tournament.
There's a whistle as Jaquez began to maneuver. Pac-12 Player of the Year. Whistle called. Timeout taken. 3:05 to go. Jaquez, some big-time moves. He's got 12. We step aside. We saw Tennessee last week in rounds 1 and 2 in Orlando, and the winner of that Florida Atlantic Volunteer game will take on Kansas State at Madison Square Garden. Here, UCLA plus 11 points off turnovers, plus 6 points on 3. Gonzaga, Dan, with 8 turnovers in the game. UCLA with 1.
And that's a bad formula for Gonzaga. They can't stop them on the defensive end. They're turning it over on the offensive end. Drew Timme has scored 2 points in the last 9 minutes of the game.
17 for Timme. Singleton gets the inbound, meets the defense of Strother. All-time leading scorer Strother is for Gonzaga. Under 3 to go. Jaquez goes against Watson. Rebound collected by Timme. He's got 5. Here comes Bolton. Strother with the move. Down the paint he goes. Jaquez there to defend. He's got 5 boards.
I know they like to shoot quickly because they're a team that runs up and down, but I don't think you need to take a tough shot quickly.
No, and you need to get the ball back in Timme's hands on as many possessions as possible.
UCLA shooting 51%. Andrews with a miss. Strother with the rebound. Gonzaga shooting 56%. The best offensive team in the land. Bolton against this terrific defense of UCLA. Timme swarmed. On top, free to fire. Hickman triple. Singleton rebound. He's got 4.
It's only the 4th 3-point attempt for Gonzaga in the first half.
Tiger Campbell taking a blow, and it's a very important time for UCLA here, and they haven't lost any lead with Campbell out of the game.
Here comes Bailey barging into the paint, works on Bolton.
Excellent under control move by Bailey, gets down deep in the paint, is just able to jump over the defender and put it in the basket.
Timme was driving, Jaquez retrieving, Bailey will drive. Biggest lead for UCLA is right now, with 1.5 minutes to play in the half.
9 turnovers.
9 turnovers to UCLA's 1. This is how UCLA has won games all year.
Bailey right into a couple defenders. Timme grabbed it coming up on AT&T at the half. Greg, Clark, Kenny, and Charles breaking down our first half and bringing you the highlights from the rest of the night. All this great Sweet 16 action. That's all coming up on AT&T at the half. Rozier Bolton just picked up his first for the Bulldogs. And Bailey at the free throw line. He was a Pac-12 all-freshman team member. He's from Chicago and played his high school ball. Bailey did at Sierra Canyon High School, pretty famous high school, and some pretty famous kids play on that. McDonald's All-America, 17 against Asheville, 14 against Northwestern, and here he is off to a good start with 12 tonight, 5 of 7 from the floor. And a 13-2 run for UCLA. Hickman and Andrews and a whistle as they go to the side, and Smith had it. Down went Bailey with a whistle.
It's only the 2nd foul on UCLA.
And that's on Bailey's first, right? How about that? They only had 1 foul in 17 minutes. That's defending without fouling. That's a pretty good skill.
It's outstanding, and they only give up 15 free throw attempts a game on the year.
Timme will slash inside on the good feed. That's only the 2nd score in the last 5.5 minutes. And Drew Timme has got 19 points and a timeout taken. It's the 2-seed Bruins and the 3-seed Bulldogs on CBS. So points off turnovers, and Gonzaga has had a lot, and UCLA, Stan, has cashed in.
15-2 on points off of turnovers.
Well, if you're Gonzaga, that's how you shoot 56% from the field, and you're behind by 11 points.
And that's on Campbell back in. Huck has a screen. Campbell will fire. Campbell's off to a blistering start. He's got 13 points and 5 of 9 from the floor for the UCLA Bruins.
Well, he's getting whatever he wants on pick and rolls. He's able to come down and get in the paint. That time he came off naked for the pull-up jump shot. Gonzaga's going to have to figure out their pick and roll defense at halftime.
Timmy and Nuba. Shot clock at 7. Timmy and Nuba. Will they hedge? Cross court. Caught. Smith. Wrong shot, no. Hawkins the other way, and they'll have about 10 seconds with which to work. Impressive first half for UCLA. Working on Hickman, the crossover. He'll fire. And Campbell can't get it with the buzzer and no time on the clock in a 46-33 UCLA lead. As UCLA closes the half on a 15-4 run.
UCLA put on a clinic. I mean, we're talking about how well Gonzaga can score, but it was UCLA.
Let's send it over to Lauren.
Coach, that 13-2 run, I love the balance. What'd you love most about it?
When that ball goes in, you become a much better coach.
How so?
You look smart. Hey, look, Tiger Campbell's a great player. We got a lot of good stuff from him and Amari in the pick and roll.
I saw you kind of slowing your guys down. What do you think about the pace?
I'm okay with it. It's just, look, we're shorthanded. It's no secret. We're missing 2 starters. So concerned about, obviously, Tiger and Jaime not passing out there in the game.
Appreciate it, Coach.
They're the Pac-12 regular season champions by 4 games. They tied a Pac-12 record for the most wins in league play at 18. They look terrific. The 7th-ranked team in the country. The 2nd seed, Bruins, on top of Gonzaga. We'll take a break, then take you to AT&T at the half after these messages on CBS. Beautiful view on this early spring Thursday of Las Vegas as we take a look at the Pizza Hut first half stats, Dan.
And it's really frightening for Gonzaga. They shot 54% in the first half with those 9 turnovers and the 15 points that UCLA scored off those turnovers. And of those 9 turnovers, 7 of them were UCLA steals, so the Bruins get out and get easy goals.
Stan, they were terrific, weren't they?
They really were. And then the other thing they've got to clean up, and I know Mark Few spent time on at halftime, is their pick and roll defense. Tiger Campbell had their way, as did Amari Bailey. Those guys were down in the paint consistently.
How about Jaime Jaquez Jr.? Very quietly, he's got 12 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals.
Hold on here for Bailey. Campbell with the feed, Timmy with the rebound. And we're off and running in the second half. Watson is hit by Jaquez, and here comes Bolton looking through some screens and a switch on D and out of bounds and a turnover by Timmy. Lauren, what do you have?
Kevin, Coach called it earlier at the half. Coach Few with a big focus on pick and roll defense. He also said we need to get open looks. He said Drew's an option, not the only option. We want them at our pace, not theirs. And I was watching Drew sitting on the bench, watching his guys shoot around after they came out of the locker room. He was yelling, less talking, more doing. He runs this show, Kevin.
Absolutely. And as far as the pace, it was Gonzaga's pace early. UCLA was hanging in there, but it was Gonzaga's pace. UCLA's gotten control of it. It's slowed the game down. They don't have a lot of depth. These guys, especially Campbell and Jaquez, have got to go big minutes.
Campbell trying to twist around. Here comes Bailey. Campbell right there. He'll fire a 3. Rebound by Strother. UCLA just 1 turnover in the first half. A new season low. So good with the ball. Just 2 fouls, too, on the Bruins. That is a new first half season low. Strother triple. Rebound, Campbell, he's off to the races, accelerating the other way. A floater, and he puts it up, and a rebound is grabbed by Strother. Wow.
I think if you come down in transition and take a quick shot, that's one thing. But when Zaga gets down and they're in the half court stand, I think that really quick 3 just allows UCLA to get the rebound and go down.
Hickman and Bailey. There's a foul. Singleton will pick it up as he's trying to lasso Strother. It's his first, playing with a bad ankle tonight. But the two big defensive names out of that lineup, Bona, who is the Pac-12 Freshman of the Year, bad shoulder. It's been an issue here for the last 4 games, drifting back into the Pac-12 tournament. And, of course, the Player of the Year defensively in the conference, Jalen Clark, with an Achilles issue. He's out for the season.
Well, and Jalen Clark also averaged 13 points and 6 rebounds a game.
Bolton. And Hickman off to Timmy. Nuba. And a drop back 3 right there with a rebound offensively claimed by Watson. Lassoing a 3 outside. Good shot made. Hit on the play, and now 8.
A great offensive rebound there, and so many times we see an offensive rebound turn into an open 3 because the defense is scrambled.
Hawkins across the lane. Timmy's got the rebound.
Now, I missed it, but that was Bolton's first shot of the game.
Nice bounce pass, Crawford down low. Watson right there, plowing into the defense of Nuba, who's down in a foul. Nuba.
Last thing that Nick Cronin wants to see is Nuba staying down.
The rule is that you have to have both feet on the floor facing the dribbler to establish initial guarding position, and Nuba, I don't think, ever did.
I agree. I don't think he was in good position. The only question there is, did he push off? Did he extend that arm and push off? Nuba coming out of the game. This is not good for UCLA because they really want to try to play Timmy one-on-one. That's a tough one.
That's a heck of a collision right there. It looked like Nuba got it right in the thigh.
Yeah, he did. They've got to try to loosen that up. They need Nuba.
Etienne is in for Nuba. And taken by Hawkins. A breakaway. Hold on to your hats.
Turnover still the story of this game.
And another steal, and that's on an inbounds play.
17-2 points off turnover.
Timmy on the feed from Hickman.
And there's that one-handed push shot Dan was talking about earlier that Gonzaga really works on with their guys. All their big guys were working on that shot yesterday.
There's not going to be anywhere near as many possessions in this half as there was in the first half.
Each team has taken 8 threes. Bolton has the miss. Hawkins took the shot. Hickman the other way. Campbell defending. Found an escape action, takes it in. Campbell the rebound.
We had Timmy posted up.
Timmy posted up, you throw him the ball. Instead, he takes a tough shot among 3 guys.
I mean, I get it. You want to try to get more balance than what you've had. Get some other guys involved, but when Drew Timmy's posted up that deep with a foot in the paint, he's got to get the ball.
Hawkins laces a 3.
Hawkins is having a great game.
Nice basket inside. It's 2 more for Timmy with 23.
You look at that push shot, and Timmy makes it look easy. Dan, you know that is a very difficult shot, and we've got Nuba at the table ready to come back into the game.
Campbell trying himself inside. Etienne couldn't put it in with a Gonzaga foul. Strother was there and picks up his first for Gonzaga.
Well, a great execution again on the pick and roll by Tiger Campbell, but a good foul there, I thought, from Strother. Etienne only 5 for 14 on the year from the free throw line. Take away a sure dunk and put him at the line.
Etienne at the line, only 5 of 14 this entire season. High school player of the year in Connecticut. One of the top 5 centers coming out of high school. He is a freshman. Tune in to Inside March Madness and check out the play of the day. It's presented by the Buick Encore GX.
Well, Etienne scored 10 points in their first round win over Asheville in only 13 minutes, 5 for 5 from the floor. But the free throw line is a different challenge for him.
Etienne did not play last season, had a right ACL in October of 21. So did not play last year. Backup rolled it out with Bona out and Nuba starting. And Nuba will check back in for Etienne.
I like what Mick Cronin did there. Nuba was at the table, but when Etienne first went to the line, he brought him back to the bench. I never liked to have the guy at the table in college because he knows if he makes it, it comes out. It's almost demotivating to make the shot. I'm serious.
Spinning his Frother inside. Timmy's got the rebound and the deuce and 25 points.
And that free throw by Etienne was the first bench point for UCLA tonight.
Well, the first thing you got to do to get bench points is to play your bench guys.
That's why.
And I do not think Mick Cronin plans on playing them very much.
Amari Bailey, point-blank range and 15 for him. Hickman, Timmy, Nuba, good feed. Cutting on the side, but a block. Watson had a block. Taken back by Timmy. No look, in and down. Watson, pretty play with defense by Gonzaga.
Well, Tiger Campbell is telling Nuba. Nuba tried to tip him the ball, and it ended up a turnover. He's telling him just grab the ball. Great finish by Watson.
10-point game on CBS. Lead UCLA. Gonzaga's led by as many as 2, but very, very early. And now AT&T 5G takes us above the rim for one of the best plays of the night.
And this just Jaquez stealing the ball. That's 8 steals for UCLA and turns that into an above-the-rim dunk.
And Drew Timme on the other end has 25 points. The all-time leading scorer for Gonzaga. Number 24 all-time NCAA scorer has now had 20 points or more in 10 games, and it's put back up and in on the miss by Smith. And he's got 4. Malachi Smith tosses it back and in. And for the first time in a while, we have a game in single digits. This is a pretty impressive list, and Drew Timme of Gonzaga at the top of it.
Yeah, that is a tough list to be in the top of. What is the call here, Dan? He clearly kicked the ball.
Yes.
And the ball's going back to Gonzaga?
Did they call a backcourt violation, a 10-second violation?
Gonzaga with 13 points this half.
It was
9.
It was a kick ball, but I think
10.
it must have been a backcourt, a 10-second violation.
Well, but if it was that, the ball would have been inbounded in Gonzaga's front court.
Campbell with a rare turnover for UCLA. Strother, Timme, Nuba defends. Singleton may hedge. And Timme has put in 27 points. Now 15 points this half for Gonzaga. 9 second chance points after only 2 in the first half, and the Bulldogs are making a run. Campbell, Singleton, 3. Rebound Nuba. That's a big offensive board and a foul called on Gonzaga. And it's going to go on Malachi Smith, his first.
There's Timme. He knows he's going to be one-on-one with Nuba. UCLA is not coming to double, so he can take his time and get that shot up over the top.
And Gonzaga's on a 10-3 run over UCLA now.
And let's see how UCLA responds. They've responded every other time Gonzaga's made a little run against them. And UCLA's offense starting to cook again because Timme is handling the ball every time down.
Singleton. Tapped up in there, trying to get the rebound is Watson. They go the other way, 5-on-4. It's Smith. Oh, knocked away by Nuba. Erases the shot. Bailey. Jaquez, 3. Rebound at the other end, taken by Strother.
I don't like that shot. He's not a good enough three-point shooter in this game.
Corkscrew move. Timme put it down. What a play. Woo. 29 for Drew Timme. What a run by Gonzaga. Timme has been phenomenal with 29 points for Gonzaga.
Yeah, he's done it all. Posting in the paint. We know he's the best there. Hit the 3 early. And then off the dribble, this great spin move and to the other side of the rim. 29 points, and there's still 14 minutes to go in this game.
8-0 Gonzaga run. Jaquez. And Bailey puts up a shot. Jaquez somehow snares the rebound. Fresh clock to work with, but knocked away, and Gonzaga's got the ball.
Well, they really haven't had an answer for Bailey. He's been able to get whatever he wants. Now, he missed that one. Kevin, and one clarification we want to make. That was a 10-second violation that was called when we were a little confused. Of course, we're easily confused, but it was a 10-second violation.
You're not usually confused, but I certainly am.
Strother down the lane. Puts up his own miss and couldn't get it, and Jaquez is there. This is the closest it's been since 33-29 in the first half. Andrews 3.
Well, they needed that. UCLA's really been struggling on the offensive end, but that's how they've scored tonight. Put Tiger Campbell in pick and rolls and let him make plays for other people.
Timmy and Danuba. Tap up try there, no good by Watson. 3, Strother, no. Timmy! Remember, Gonzaga trailed TCU in the last round by 10 points and came back to win it in that game by 3.
When UCLA really slowing it down now on the offensive end. And their 3 main guys are Jaquez, Bailey, and Campbell.
Jaquez with a series of moves, and he gets 2.
That's a
19-time move. Woo, wow. Strother by Bailey and Danuba.
Jaquez has not been out of the game, and Stan, it looks to me like he's running on fumes at the moment.
I was asking, did they have much left in the tank? They are really playing these guys a lot. High energy. Jaquez drives. Offensive foul. Jaquez, number 1.
Jaquez taking the ball and driving it to the basket, and you know that was he moving his feet, but he established initial guarding position, and as we've seen all year, that shoulder goes into the chest. That's almost always a charging foul.
They're taking Jaquez out. They're going to put in the freshman from Las Vegas, Will McClendon.
Well, of course, we've got the under-12 timeout coming, so Jaquez isn't going to sit long.
No, he's not, but this is a way to get him a little extra rest going into that timeout.
Drew Timmy has 31 points, his NCAA tournament game high, 32.
It'll be interesting to see if at some point UCLA decides that they have to come double him in the post.
And Strother with Nuba there. Under 12 to go. Long shot, Strother 3. Lunging rebound inside, claimed by Malachi Smith. Doubled. Salas, the fake, the drive into Andrews in the bump. Timmy's got it. Singleton fighting. Look at him dig and turn. Save 3. Gonzaga, no. Missing Smith. Leaping rebound, Watson.
My goodness, how many chances did they get?
It's a terrific game between 2 powers, UCLA and Gonzaga. The Bruins by 5 on CBS.
Trying to keep your eye on the game? Just tell Siri, read my last text.
UCLA by 5. They led by 13. And let's take a look at the summary. UConn here beat Arkansas handily in game 1. Kansas State in overtime over Izzo and the Spartans by 6. That was the first overtime game in this tournament. And right now, Florida Atlantic by 7 over Tennessee with about a minute to go at Madison Square Garden in New York.
And at Madison Square Garden in New York in that Kansas State-Michigan State game, Marquise Noel had 19 assists.
Isn't that amazing?
And what has happened here, Dan, is Gonzaga has taken over on the offensive glass. 13 offensive rebounds now to only 15 defensive rebounds for UCLA.
Smith and Watson. Second chance points have been big here for Gonzaga in the second half. Second chance points, 11 zip. Timmy, the fake, one to fire. A lot of traffic. Stripped to the ball. Foul, UCLA. Tiger Campbell will, or Jaquez. It's Jaquez. Jaquez has picked up the foul.
But the key to this play is Timmy fakes a three-point shot and Campbell goes after him. And that gives Timmy a chance to drive into the lane. I think if Drew Timmy wants to take a three, I give it to him.
Absolutely.
Campbell thought he got that foul, but they've called it on Jaquez and Timmy at the line.
It was an obvious foul.
32 for Timmy. Ties his all-time high in an NCAA tournament game. The #1 all-time scorer at Gonzaga.
Well, in UCLA, to their credit, this is only Gonzaga's 4th free throw attempt of the night, but that was a tough one. And now it's so tough for Mick Cronin because he has so little depth, so he has slowed the tempo. But Gonzaga, who is having trouble stopping him, now doesn't have to defend for very long each possession.
Campbell got the screen, gets the feed. McClendon, long shot, 3-no. Smith rebound. Smith for Gonzaga tries to blast his way into the paint. Got his own miss. We've got a 1-point game. UCLA led by 13. The Bulldogs have come back here in the second half.
UCLA cannot get a defensive rebound. That's been the problem here.
And their bigger problem is they haven't forced a turnover in a couple of minutes.
It's Campbell. Makes a move. Foul called. Hunter Salas in the way. The sophomore from Omaha picks it up as Gonzaga is on a 16-5 run.
And Malachi Smith, you know, he's a transfer from Chattanooga where he was a great offensive player, and he just comes down and bounces right back up. And Salas never establishes any guarding position, and that's hard when you're playing one-on-one against Tiger Campbell.
Etienne has come in, and they have put on the bench Nuba. Singleton. He tries to nudge his way in, nothing there. Jaquez on top. Defended by Watson. Screen, switch, lost ball, vacuumed in, taken by Jaquez. Etienne, out of bounds. It is off Gonzaga. Nope, they change it. They just hit Kissinger, our referee, just changed the call. It'll be Gonzaga's ball.
Well, that was a heck of a play by Jaquez and a good call by the official.
That was an unbelievable play by Jaquez to come up with that ball, laying on his back at midcourt to make that pass. Are you kidding me?
Should have been an assist.
Yes.
Salas will take it. Timmy is there. Etienne with the defense ordered the shot. Campbell the other way. On the wing, here's a three. Singleton. Rebound, Jaquez inside. Out it goes. Campbell triple. Another miss. A rebound by Gonzaga and pulled in by Smith. With a whistle and a foul.
Well, UCLA struggling, only shooting 29% here in the second half. Struggling mightily on the glass and starting to foul, which they did not do in the first half.
And we have to point out, they're playing with a very, very short bench, and Gonzaga, I think, has really upped the pace of the game.
Etienne picked up his first foul. Here is Malachi Smith. Dan just told you, a transfer from Chattanooga. He was the Southern Conference Player of the Year last year. And he was the National Mid-Major Player of the Year across the country at Chattanooga. And he hits his first. The Sweet 16 continues tomorrow. Doubleheaders on CBS and TBS. All starting with the Nissan NCAA tip-off show at 5:30 Eastern on TBS. Gonzaga had early leads of 2, 9-7, and 11-9. Then UCLA built their lead to 13. Gonzaga has come back, and we are tied. Campbell tries to break it here. Rebound off the hands of Smith. It will go to Gonzaga.
Now again, they get nothing out of it, but how about that pass by Jaquez? And Smith with a wide open shot. Boy, that's a tough one right there.
It's a tough call. Either way, it's a tough call.
Salas on top. Here is Strother. 9 to play. Timmy. Smith tries to ooze his way into the defense. Over Singleton. And it's a lead for Gonzaga out 2. Their first since they led 11-9. They're on a 19-5 run.
Malachi Smith has been huge for them. An infusion of energy and athleticism into the lineup.
Jaquez rams his way inside. Can't get it. Timmy's got the rebound.
And that's what Jaquez normally makes. You got to wonder if he's a little worn.
It's Timmy into Nuba. Out to Salas. And around Bailey. Strother. Timmy's got 33 points. Brilliant performance. Accelerates down the lane. The crash. The feed. Offensive foul is on True Timmy. It's number 1 on him.
Well, you don't usually see Timmy do this. He normally stops short. And he was trying to stop short there, but he usually jump stops and makes a little spin. And you have to say Singleton was standing there waiting for him.
For a long time.
Yes. It wasn't like Timmy couldn't see him.
Timmy is out. They bring in the sophomore, Ben Gregg. He'll play in the middle and give Timmy some time to rest. Under 8 to go.
It's not going to give him much time to rest, I would bet.
Jaquez will try to tie it. Strother with the leaping rebound. He's got 10.
Well, that's over and back.
Oh, it sure is. Over and back on Gonzaga and on Malachi Smith. The West Coast Conference 6th Man of the Year. What a comeback by Gonzaga. Timeout in Las Vegas. And the Wildcats had an overtime win over Michigan State. I tell you what, we saw Tennessee last week. I didn't think there was any way they were going to stagger when they got to New York. As you take a look at our game summary, the turnover story there, the second chance points in UCLA, Stan Van Gundy scoreless over the last 4:49 of the second half.
But if they can just hang in there, Kevin, there'll be a lot of timeouts down the stretch. Fatigue won't be as big an issue. And we were saying at the break, Dan said it to us, if you would have told Mick Cronin with the injuries he has that he'd be within 2 with 7:45 to go, he would have taken that.
He'd say, let's start right there. I'm good to go.
Timmy is rushing with 33, the only Gonzaga player in double figures. Gonzaga has 6 wins this season after trailing by 10 points or more. They trailed in this one by 13. Jaquez, 7.5 to go. Good fake on Watson. Inside he is. Couple tries at it. Rebound by the sophomore, Gregg.
Gregg got that rebound, but the guy who got his hand on the ball and knocked it away from Jaquez was Malachi Smith. And the Zags have turned this around with Smith in the game.
21-7 since he's been in. Strother and Gregg. Back to Gregg, thinking 3, shot clock at 5. Strother making a move. Nuba there, he'll explode down the lane. Rejected by Nuba. Retained by Gonzaga with a shot clock violation.
Excellent block by Nuba.
He just does a great job following Strother down the lane. He's not worried that he's beaten. He figures he can get the ball, and he does.
That's a big-time block.
Well, Gonzaga made that run when they weren't turning it over, and now they've turned it over 3 times in the last couple of possessions.
UCLA has missed their last 7 shots. Bailey, Jaquez a screen. 6.5 to go. Jaquez angling in with a corkscrew move and a foul on Gonzaga.
Well, I'm just glad that when Hunter Salas took a dive right there on Jaquez's spin, that they didn't call the offensive foul on Jaquez.
Gregg picked up his first for the Bulldogs. Jaquez will be at the free throw line his first trip tonight. 76% free throw shooter and leads UCLA in free throw attempts. The new movie, Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves, in theaters March 31st.
Give this Gonzaga defense a lot of credit. 46 UCLA points in the first half. 14 right now, 15 in the second half.
UCLA in the second half stands shooting 24%. Dan, they're 5 of 21. The Bruins in the second half after shooting 51% in the first half. It's tied at 61. Malachi Smith. Rise and fire. 11. And he's got 9 in the second half for Gonzaga.
He's been a bundle of energy. I mean, he's gotten a couple of rebounds, a couple of assists.
And he's in double figures. The starting guards for Gonzaga have combined for 0.
Bailey down low, reverse. Timmy the rebound. He's got 10 in the double-double with 33 points. Accelerating Salas. Inside Watson. Out of bounds. Shot clock at 21. Deflected away by the Bruin D.
This is just a situation where Smith is big and strong, and he just beats Bailey on the inside.
Salas and Campbell on top. Gonzaga by 2. Smith is there. Bailey defends. Nuba is on Timmy. Shot clock at 6. Timmy.
Wow. The first thing he did was he caught a sort of a bad pass, and he controlled it. He was patient. My goodness.
When do you come in double Drew Timmy? He's got 35 points. Gonzaga's only 3 for 11 from 3. I'm not sure I'd be willing to go out letting Drew Timmy play one-on-one in the low post.
Shot clock at 7. Here comes Campbell. Bailey with a move. Into Smith, and a foul called as he was trying to pierce the paint. Foul goes on Smith.
This is what we're talking about. Timmy nearly lost that ball, but look at his patience. And he does such a great job keeping that pivot foot and with that spin.
Well, I'm telling you, if you're a low post player somewhere out there, learning to how to play in the low post, or a coach learning to teach it, just get some Drew Timmy film and watch it and show it to guys and learn from it.
Malachi Smith just picked up his second foul. Amari Bailey at the free throw line, 69%. Gonzaga by 3, under 5 to go. 45% shooting second half for Gonzaga. 23% shooting for UCLA. Timmy and Nuba. It's Strother with Nuba on the switch defensively. Shot clock at 6. Strother, a 3. Timmy will chase it down, saves it. New shot clock for the Zags.
Where they're still not making threes.
No, but they're plus 21 on the glass and have 16 offensive rebounds.
Strother lets it rip. It's the biggest lead for Gonzaga, and a timeout.
And a steal! Farmer inside! Oh, and they go in front! Oh, what a game! Heartbreak City!
Gonzaga has time to do something. Suggs for the win! Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Unbelievable!
These two teams have had 2 ECIP games in the tournament. Could we have another one? There's Adam Morrison. That first game 17 years ago tonight. Same 2 teams, same region. Earlier, UCLA here tonight led by 13. But they have been staggering in the second half, and Gonzaga has been hot, and they now lead 68-62, 4:07 to go. Gonzaga, Dan, 3 timeouts, UCLA with 1.
And Gonzaga has dominated the offensive boards in this half. They have a total, not in this half, but for the game, of 16 offensive rebounds. UCLA has 17 defensive rebounds. And in this half, Gonzaga's outscored UCLA 18-0 in second chance points.
Under 4 to go.
Well, UCLA's second leading rebounder is Jalen Clark. Their third leading rebounder is Adem Bona.
Bailey missed it. Rebound snared by Salas.
They've been shorthanded, and You can understand if they're running out of gas a little bit because Gonzaga has really ratcheted up the pace in this half.
Timme with 35. Look at him spin his way, contort and fire and get fouled.
I mean, he's taking the ball and he's going to the basket. He's not just a low post guy. You know?
Look at the footwork. I mean,
yes.
Just an incredible fundamental player.
Jaquez picked up his third for UCLA. Timme, 64% at the line. Tune in to Creator League's 2v2 season. It features viral creators Cash Nasty, Jenny Bandy, Devontae Friga, and more. If that wasn't enough, watch live on the Creator League YouTube channel as they compete for a chance to play in the championship game in Houston, April 2nd. 7-point UCLA lead.
Got to get Jaquez the ball.
Campbell's got 13. Chiseling, spinning, outside, McClendon. Long shot won't go, lunging rebound, Watson, here comes Smith.
And Malachi Smith has done a really good defensive work against Tiger Campbell. Campbell hasn't been able to get by with such ease.
I mean, other than Timme, Malachi Smith's been their second best player. And what you end up with is a 3 for Will McClendon, who's 2 for 28 from 3 on the year.
And McClendon isn't even playing in this game if they have all their guys.
Smith sticks it. UCLA has not scored from the field in almost 10 minutes. Inside they go, McClendon. Campbell will drive, slithering inside, fouled as he went.
Well, they finally came and doubled on Timme.
And that's why you don't.
But they were late on the rotation. Malachi Smith has been outstanding. Both starting guards struggling for Gonzaga, didn't score. He's gone with Malachi Smith and Hunter Salas in the second half, almost the whole way here now, and they have dominated.
Campbell at the line. Malachi Smith picks up his third, and Dan Smith has, in this second half, for Gonzaga, 12 points.
That's why they brought him to Gonzaga. This is a guy who can score, and he served as a very effective sixth man for the Zags this season, but he can put some points on the board.
Campbell missing the second of 2, 3 of 4, one of the best free throw shooters in the tournament. Like the Pac-12, approaching 2 to play. Gonzaga by 9. There's a foul, Jaquez picks up his fourth. Gonzaga has gone on a 22-4 run here in the second half.
I mean, just incredible.
There's a look at Marcy Few, the wife of 24-year head coach Mark Few. Every season has taken his team to the tournament. One thing about Gonzaga, watching their practice yesterday, watching them fall behind by as many as 13 in the first half, no panic. They don't blink.
No, they don't. That's what happens when you win 84% of your games over as long as Mark Few has been there. Great belief in what you're doing.
Campbell misses on the doorstep. Timeout Smith. Timeout Gonzaga. 1:48 to go. A 23-point turnaround in this game at one time. It's all Gonzaga now. Gonzaga by 9. Later tonight, Ernie Johnson, Jay Wright, Candace Parker, and Seth Davis will have all the highlights and analysis on Inside March Madness, presented by Buick, only on TBS. Gonzaga's largest comeback this season was from 12 down to Michigan State. Tonight, they've come from 13 down. Mark Few has his team with 31 wins, ranked 7th in the country. They had to share the regular season title in the West Coast Conference. And here they go, battling UCLA, controlling the second half.
I'll bet you'd have to go back a long way, guys, before finding a Mick Cronin team that was out-rebounded by 24.
Boy, they had suffocating defense on Smith, but he gets it off the Strother. Long shot, missed it all. Timmy trying to save it. Did he knock it off of Bailey? Yes, he did. Shot clock violation. Shot clock violation, at least that's the call, and they're going to go review.
Well, here it is, desperation shot.
It's a missed shot.
Air ball.
So UCLA has not scored. UCLA, they're going to check for the shot clock violation. The Bruins have not scored from the field in 11 minutes and 20 seconds. 0 of 11.
Look, they've gotten tired, there's no question. But let's give credit to Gonzaga's defense. They've been outstanding. Mark Few wanted to shore up their pick and roll defense at halftime. They have done that. We haven't seen Bailey or Campbell down in the paint on pick and rolls in the second half, which is where they really hurt Gonzaga in the first half. Great adjustment.
I think they're looking to see if the ball hit the rim. It's very close, and it grazes the net. And if it didn't hit the rim, then it's a shot clock violation.
Let's quickly go to our rules analyst, our officiating analyst, our rules regulator, Gene Steratore. Gene, what'd you see here?
I think the other thing they were looking at, guys, is to see if the ball touched out of bounds prior to the shot clock expiring. It was really close, but the shot clock did expire about 1/10 or so before the ball hit out of bounds. Had it hit out of bounds before the expiration, naturally they would put back the tenths on the shot clock because the ball would have been awarded to Gonzaga if there were shot clock time remaining. From what I'm seeing, the shot clock expired. If you watch up on top of the basket and the backboard there where the shot clock is expiring, you see the ball bounce off. It's in bounds, it's in the air. The red light is on prior to the ball touching out of bounds. So they'll reward them with the shot clock violation. UCLA will get the ball.
We need you at the table, Gene, because it's taken them a lot longer to figure it out than it took you to figure it out.
I got so much better from this chair, Stan. I can tell you that. It got so much easier when you're sitting in the chair here, I can promise you.
And they have decided that they agree with Gene.
Which is always a good thing.
Certainly for Gene.
And for the referees.
This second half defense of Gonzaga has been exquisite, but as we've mentioned often, UCLA down 2 important players, a starting center, and of course their defensive player of the year in the conference, Jalen Clark. They've been affected by that in the short bench, and Singleton will take it. Jaquez with the fake. Driving on Smith. Got it. Fouled. Send him to the stripe. Much needed 2 there by UCLA.
Kevin, but even with UCLA's problems with their short bench and Jaquez, he gives you that fake. It's hard not to go for it, and that gives him the lane to the basket. Gonzaga's defense couldn't stop anybody in the first half, and they really tightened it up, and you just, short bench or not, you have to tip your hat to the Gonzaga defense in the second half.
Absolutely, and Lauren talked to Mark Few, and his concern was their pick and roll defense, and it was immeasurably better in the second half. Give Mark Few, his coaching staff, and their players credit for making the adjustment.
The athletic trainer Josh Therian is over there swabbing up some of the blood off the elbow of Drew Timme. 36 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists for Timme. Second team All-America last year, first this year, back-to-back West Coast Conference Player of the Year. In games where Timme has played, Gonzaga 120-12.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a great performance by Timme, but look, there's still time. We got 1 minute and 14, and Jaquez can cut it to 6 right now. So Timme's put on a show, but we're not just finishing it out here. There's time for UCLA. Expect full court pressure here, and Gonzaga's got to handle it cleanly.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Stan, but the 3 of us did a game earlier in the tournament where a team led by 4 with 15 seconds left in the game and lost. So
Hawkins in the game now at 24 and 11. Another double-double for him, the 10th of the season for Jaime Hawkins. Full court pressure on Bolton. Bailey follows. The feed inside, the drive by Strother with a whistle and a foul. Inside, collapsing was McClendon. And he picks up his second personal.
McClendon picks up that foul because he's moving toward, he's moving toward the guy coming at him. And once you establish position, you're allowed to move back or you're allowed to move laterally, but you can't move toward the offensive player.
Here's Strother at the line, 78%. He has started 63 of the last 64 games, and his big game so far in the tournament against Grand Canyon, first round, had 28. And Strother tonight with 11. 9 have come in the second half, and he puts another one through. Drains that 12 for the game.
And Kev, he's got 10 rebounds as well.
Wonderful night, another double-double. It's Singleton, the defender fell, the trash inside, the ball jarred free, and Hawkins will clean it up with a whistle. Down went Watson. Watson will pick up the foul for Gonzaga.
And UCLA attacking, and the one thing Mark Few really doesn't want him to do is foul and put UCLA on the line.
Not at all. You want that clock running right now.
And Hawkins leaves the game again because they want to scramble on defense, and if they can't get a steal, they have to foul.
Singleton at the line. He has played more games than any other player in the history of the UCLA program. 1 of 1 tonight.
Yeah, he really has not been able to get it going offensively. They could have used more from him, but always will give you a great effort.
Full court pressure again, thrown away.
I don't know who he was throwing it to.
I don't know too.
Mick Cronin was open, but you can't throw it to him.
Plus, you know what? I've seen Mick, and he cannot knock it down from there.
No. UCLA will inbound it in 48 seconds to go. In a 6-point game.
I think they're looking to see if the ball was tipped. On there, they're checking time as well. The clock stops when the ball touches out of bounds.
Gonzaga with 2 timeouts, UCLA with 1. Watching it again. Watch the clock.
Where did the ball hit out? Was the ball out of bounds when it hit? Did it hit the line, or was it not out of bounds until it hit into the stands? I couldn't tell.
That's what they're looking at right now.
I couldn't either. I just know we'd be quicker on the replays if we went to Gene.
Eric Curry's over there sitting down. He's the alternate official tonight. He is helping with the reviews.
So it's 48.8.
They got 8/10 back, and for UCLA, that's great. Everything you get.
Campbell, Hawkins, doubled inside, scoops it home! What a play by Hawkins! 4-point game with a free throw coming up, and 45 seconds to go.
And that's the second bad foul by Gonzaga. Okay, great move. Don't foul and give him a chance at 3 points right here. This is the second and 1 here down the stretch for UCLA, and that's why we were saying at 1:14, there's plenty of time in this game.
And Hawkins, he's the guy who has to have the ball, and he's produced.
It's a 3-point game as UCLA is on a 9-2 run.
But they have done such a nice job with these traps. I think you see if you can get a trap, you can get a turnover or a 10-second violation.
When I'm playing for the stop, I would not foul. They chose to try to lengthen the game.
Why wouldn't you?
I'd just try to get one stop. You're in a one-possession game, and you had 15 seconds coming back. Plenty of time.
Foul McClendon, 3rd on him. Watson at the free throw.
You're putting a 57% free throw shooter on the line.
For 2, though.
Yeah, I understand that.
There you go. Still plenty of time, even if he makes his second one. 41.6 is forever.
What a bounce. Dashing down court, Campbell. Jaquez is there. 4-point game. Watson in the way. Another two. Jaquez converts. 29. Quick inbound. It's caught there by Strother. Hounded by Singleton. Gallops the other way by Bailey. Timeout, Gonzaga.
Smart timeout by Strother right there. They had a good trap. Now they get the ball out of bounds.
There's our reset, a timeout apiece. 2-point game, Gonzaga, 75-73.
I'll be interested to see. It doesn't look like he's going to do it, but I thought we might see Mick Cronin put Nuba back in the game to go on the ball defensively and make it tough for Gonzaga to get this ball inbounds.
Well, now that Gonzaga has the ball in the front court, they put Drew Timme back in the game. And there's 25.8 seconds, as you can see there, and 22 seconds left on the shot clock. So Gonzaga is, if they don't get fouled, they're going to have to shoot the ball before the clock runs out.
Well, you've got to foul now, I think, because if the ball gets up on the rim, by the time you rebound it, in the NBA, you would not have to because we could advance the ball. But in college, they're going to have to foul. I think what you'll see is an attempt to get a steal on the inbounds, maybe one hard trap, and then they'll be out in foul.
Now, Watson is out of the game, and we said he's a 57% free throw shooter. And Timme, even though in this tournament he shot the ball from the free throw line at about 73%, he is only a 64% free throw shooter on the year. Malachi Smith is 81%. Strother is 78%. And Bolton, who's had a tough night, is 79%.
Salas to inbound.
Got to get it in bounds first, though.
And he's got Timme, who's got Singleton on him, who is draped on his shoulder and will pick up the UCLA foul. It is his third.
And again, as good as Drew Timme is, at the free throw line is not the strongest part of his game.
Well, and if he's got to make both to make it a two-possession game, and even if that happens, there's plenty of time to push the ball up the floor. There's going to be multiple possessions in this game.
There is Megan Timme, the bomb of Drew. 3 of 5 from the stripe is Timme. The official has gone to the table to check another thing out.
Timme, that's probably a break for him with that. As badly as he shot that free throw, you get to step off the line and collect yourself.
Misses two.
And Watson, their best defender, did not get back in the game because of this. So their best defenders on the bench.
Campbell, outside, Bailey for the lead. Got it! Got it! Got it! Big time basket.
Well, they're doing everything they can to keep the ball out of the hands of Jaquez. And Bailey, who's been quiet for a long time, makes a big, big shot.
Well, that's as big as it gets. And I know this. If I'm Mick Cronin now, he's bringing Nuba back in the game, which makes a lot of sense. But I don't care who's on him. I'm not playing Drew Timme one-on-one at this point in the game. Somebody else is going to have to make a shot to beat me if I'm Mick Cronin.
UCLA trailed 72-62 with 2.5 to go. And since that mark, A 14-3 run for UCLA.
Well, Mick Cronin's done a great job of extending this game, Dan, and getting more possessions into the game. And Drew Timme went to the line and missed 2 and opened the door for him.
I think the 2 biggest plays in this comeback, other than that shot by Bailey, were the 2 3-point plays for Jaquez. He took the ball, drove it into the lane, scored in traffic, and got fouled. And we were saying, give the ball to Jaquez, and he produced.
Well, and if you don't foul him, not only the extra points, but he's got to stay on the floor. They were able to get him out with 4 fouls. And the other big play was when Timme's shooting the free throws. Watson was not in the game, their best defender. He was out of the game. So here we go with 12.4.
We began the broadcast talking about our 2 All-Americans. Timme's got 36. Jaquez has 29. They have not disappointed.
No, they have not. But if you're Gonzaga, you've got to take the first good shot you get. You're down 1. This isn't a situation where you hold the ball for the last shot.
No, not at all, because you've also dominated the offensive glass. Chances are you'll get more than 1 opportunity.
Strother for the lead. Bullseye! Here comes Campbell. The other way. Stripped to the ball. Foul UCLA.
I mean, he's on the S in March Madness. That is a long shot.
He took it from Reno, and he cashed in.
It's only fitting that he hit the shot from the March Madness logo. That was so deep with plenty of time. You can't blame UCLA for going under on that handoff, because you're thinking he's going to try to turn the corner. I mean, he's a great 3-point shooter, but from there?
They're trying to make it interesting, missing some free throws.
Well, the thing is, if he misses it here, actually, it keeps UCLA from being able to throw the ball up the court on the pass. The only thing you can do if he misses now is try to make one from 85, 90 feet.
You're right. If he misses, the clock starts when somebody touches the ball. If he makes it, the clock stays at 1.1, and that gives UCLA a chance to take the ball out of bounds. Although, in this situation, you make it, and then you can't lose the game on a wild shot.
Oh, I would try to make it if I'm the coach. I'm not having him try to miss.
UCLA is out of timeouts. Gonzaga has 1. 1.4. They tack that on. Strother. 3-point game. Here come the Bruins. Jaquez, Nuba, and Campbell. It would have counted had it gone, and Gonzaga survives. They're going to the Elite Eight in a thriller.
Wow. What a finish to that game. We saw 2 huge 3-pointers down the stretch.
Well, Strother's just trailing the play, and you figure here's a handoff, and he's going to drive the ball, but he pulls up. Literally, he's on that S in March Madness. This is a long, long shot.
His third 3, 16 points. The bench loves it. And Gonzaga now steadies itself for a game against UConn with a trip to the Final Four on the line. Big hit, Julian Strother, a junior from Las Vegas, played at nearby Liberty High School, their all-time leading scorer, and comes up with a big-time 3 to win it for Gonzaga.
Well, what an effort by UCLA, too, to stay in that game when everybody thought they were done and out of gas, to get the lead with 12 seconds to go. Incredible. And then they got a great look with 1.4. Look at this execution to Nuba, and Campbell gets it up on the rim. Great execution. UCLA never quit in this game.
Let's send it over to Lauren Shahadi.
Oh, Coach, congratulations. What is it about these two teams that makes for an instant classic?
They're two really good teams, and they both got hearts of champions, and so it's impossible to put them away. I knew we still had some work to do when we got up 7 there, but this guy's made so many big shots for us. I knew if I called his number, he'd deliver.
Is that what you did with 10 seconds to play? What were you saying? What was the message?
We just wanted to get the ball to Julian. If he could go downhill was fine. But I kind of knew if he sized up one of those threes, we work on that in practice all the time, and he usually makes that shot.
And he did. Congratulations, Coach Julian. Wow. A moment in time. What was going through your mind when it left your hands?
I mean, as soon as it came off, it looked like it was online, and I mean,
save my ass.
I mean, like Coach said, we work on that play literally, in practice all the time, and I shoot it in practice, and I may be joking around sometimes, but here we are, and it mattered today.
Congratulations, you did this, Drew. What does that mean?
Call God, man. Call God, man.
I am the #1 Julian Strawther fan in the planet. No one's a bigger fan of him than me, man.
Well, everyone in this country is a big Drew Timme fan. You are a legend. What is it about these lights that makes you shine brightest?
Man, it just brings the best out of us as competitors. I mean, UCLA is a hell of a team. We've had a big rivalry, throughout my career here, and just to be able to, get hit in the mouth and come back and respond, man, that's all we've been doing all year. We just fight, keep fighting, keep swinging, and don't give up. And we came back, and thank God we pulled it out.
You needed a Robin to your Batman. What about Malachi tonight?
Man, he doesn't get enough credit as he deserves. He was the National Player of the Year in his conference for a reason. I mean, we're so lucky to have him, and what he does for this team, man, I mean, he doesn't get enough credits. He's got some big kahunas on him, man, and he stepped up, and we couldn't be more proud of him.
You were drawing your mustache when you were down 13. What's that all about, Drew Timme?
So what?
You were drawing your mustache when you were down 13. A little inspiration, yeah?
Hey, I mean, I got to do whatever I can to fire this team up and fire myself up. And if people have a problem with that, then, they can go somewhere else.
I love it. You're everything that's right about the game. The moment is yours. Congratulations, Kevin. He's very shy.